I want to start this interview off by giving people more the details about the original TS, right? Tell us about Gismo.
Gismo, Giz is Giz is the person that created Terror Squad. Don't get it twisted. Created Terror Squad, and Giz was originally a graffiti artist, and that's where it all came from. It came from the graffiti, and from all of that. But it just to give Giz his respect and his homage. Terror Squad was started by Gizmo TS. That's who started it. And Terror Squad was always originally a crew from the block. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of us, they hung out together. They all came from the same projects, and the same vicinity around the projects, that we all came together and we hung out together and everything like that. And Giz was one of the people that brought that together alongside with Little Heck, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
Right. So wait, correct me. Who was the person that was erasing your name on the chalkboard?
Little Heck.
That was Little Heck. Okay, so you met him before you met Gismo.
No, I knew Gismo from the block.
Okay, so
you know from
the
block. Like I already knew about Forest Projects. Like I said, I used to play hooky and cut junior high school and go to Morris High School and hang out with the high schoolers, and I was from junior high school. Right. So I already knew, you know, saying the people from the area and everything like that. I just never hung out in Forest Projects yet. That came down the road when I met Little Heck. But I met Little Heck afterwards. I knew Giz before, and his brother Power. And Giz brother Power. I knew them before I started, you know, hanging out heavy in Forest Projects.
Was Joe doing graffiti as well?
Joe was doing graffiti with Giz and stuff like that. I didn't know Joe at that time when they were doing the graffiti and all of that. Didn't know him like that. Didn't know him. I physically met Joe when I was a younger teenager in Morris High School.
Right.
Through the crew. After that, when I met Joe, I was already affiliated myself with the crew. With Little Heck. Mm-hmm. That's where I was always with Little Heck. We was always in front of the school. Then I had my own crew. And then my own crew then we started hanging with Heck on the benches and stuff like that in the project, just sitting right there in front, right across the street from Morris High School. And then that's, you know, when we started forming that clique with Little Heck and everything like that, that's when Joe down the road, I met Joe inside of the school. Inside of Morris High School, and then from there, met him through the block, through Little Heck and the rest of the crew that I was hanging out with.
Was Gismo rapping?
Giz was always rapping since day one that I met him. Giz was one of the best rappers in the block. One of the best rappers in the block. I don't know. I don't ever like to this day. Well, not to this day. I already know what's up, what happened, or whatever. But I don't. Like Giz was the one that should have got that big deal. You feel what I'm saying? Giz was the one that should have got that big record deal and everything. Just Joe had more a hunger for it. You know what I'm saying? So Joe had the energy of going out and going to the clubs and meeting all the other rappers and the big rappers that was, you know, and things like that. And then Joe was down with the DITC crew, the Digging in the Crates crew. So when he became, you know, when he was down with that, you know, and it became more popular for Joe from there.
Is it true that Gismo helped write for Joe?
That I know of, yeah.
This was before Flow Joe.
Before that, yeah.
So, like, what did you know about that? Like, he just told you that, or like you saw like him doing it?
No, we used to be in 23 Park and that, and, you know, they used to write and stuff, and everybody used to write and everything like that. That was more before I was more into the music. You know what I mean? During that beginning time, I was doing my own little thing and stuff. I wasn't really heavy into the music. I was just dibbing, dabbing here and there, whatever. And then, but you know, they would write together or whatever and everything. Joe and Giz were really, really tight and shit. They used to do everything together too. You know what I mean? So, and then with the music and that started forming. But like with Giz, like writing for Joe, me seeing it, I didn't see that. But I know of like Giz helping him. You know what I'm saying? With verses and writing and stuff like that. But I never physically seen him write a song for him. You know what I mean?
What ended up happening to Gismo?
Giz was killed. Giz got murdered. They went to it was a party up in the Bronx and Southern Boulevard. He wasn't the target for it. It just happens to be that something happened at the party. And this is just a story that I've heard, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because I wasn't there and we were always together. The whole crew, when we would go somewhere, the clique will always be together. And that day I happened to be with some chick and I didn't go and I was supposed to go to the party afterwards. But they went to this party and I think it was that something happened at the door. They want to let some dudes in at this party. And then the dudes came back with guns and they just stood at the door and they just shot inside of the party. They started shooting inside of the party and then Giz got hit.
What year was this?
So I don't even remember, bro.
But this was like,
I honestly don't even remember.
Was this like around Flojo or like before then?
I think this was after Flojo.
So way after Flojo.
Yeah, I think it was after Flojo. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Joe was already doing his thing and shit and music and stuff like that. He was already doing music and everything. And then the thing is too that I remember the Giz, Joe had got Giz, I think it was a deal or some kind of a production deal or whatever, and Giz had to do a couple of songs and everything that he did. And Giz did a few songs. Joe had him in the studio and everything too. He was actually working with Giz at one time. He never gave him his props. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm giving him his props now. Giz was that guy, straight up.
Wasn't TS named something different before then?
It was called something with tagging, and then when I know it was totally Spanish because there was a bunch of Spanish dudes all together, wilding out and everything, and then it was just Terror Squad because of the shit we used to do, man. Everywhere we went, we was just causing terror. Every block we went to, I don't think we ever went anywhere there was less than 20 of us to 30 of us.
Wow.
I don't think we ever went anywhere. Everywhere we went, we was always mobbing, walking the streets, go to the stores, hanging in front of the bodega. You know what I'm saying? Everything we did together. It was always a crew. And it wasn't like only a weekend thing, like, oh, it's a party, then we all get together. This was every day, like every day. And so we was mobbing it was our lifestyle. It was all we knew, you know what I'm saying? Was, yo, you're going to be at the block? Yeah, I'll be there. What we mean on the block, or Little Hex mother's house. And that's where we used to be at, either Little Hex mom's house, or we used to be right there in Tinton, right in the corner of 23 Park. So that was our lifestyle every single day. It wasn't a weekend thing for us. It was every day.
Was it called ATA?
ATA was my crew.
Was your crew?
Yeah.
So that was before you went to TS?
That was before I went to TS. ATA was my crew. My crew was just, and it was funny because I don't even know why we named it this, how even the name came up. I liked the ATA, and then we started calling it All That Ass. I don't even know. It was just fucking funny, bro. And I don't even know why, because of my crew. When I put my crew together, we was just we was stick up kids. We was just sticking everybody up, number spots and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we was just straight up stick up kids. And but yeah, ATA was my crew that I put together with my boy Slice, Rock Rome, my brother, P Funk, a few people that I had put together, and then the crew just exploded. Seek and Flav, gotta show them their love.